All right, so I just kind of like decided to just do both of the reviews in one video and just go from there and just see how everything goes. This might be a long video, more than likely. They end up being around 20 minutes or so. But man, it's late. Want to get this out before I go to sleep because I know I'm not going to have time really later on today to put this out. But you guys seen my reaction after hearing both of them. Listen to them a little bit more. Looked at other people's responses, other people's reactions to it. And this was just something crazy. You're still going to have, of course, people that's on Kendrick's side, people that's on Drake's side. And you guys know essentially what side I'm on and who I'm rooting for. And literally, literally my voice is just, I'm tired. But I still share the same sentiments that I had on my last video. If you haven't seen my last video, I'm just was giving you my initial giving you my initial thoughts on the diss records or whatnot. And I'm going forward with that. Like, I feel like Kendrick has won this. He has won round two. And it's just more so, Drake gave a lot in his diss record. He touches on a lot of stuff. He claims abuse from Kendrick to his wife. He claims that his wife cheated and that one of his kids isn't his. He talks about like he's denying the claims that Kendrick has put out about him snitching and all that stuff. And he has some beat switches. So I feel like he went down the same route that, you know, Kendrick did with Euphoria. And the track is over 7 minutes long. I'm going to be all over the place, you know, so just bear with me. Track is over 7 minutes long, and he says a lot in it. He attacks Metro, ASAP, Rihanna, Rick Ross. He attacks all these guys. I believe he threw some shots at Future as well. And it's like, it's one of those records that I'm listening to it, and it's a lot to catch. Now, I'm going to continue to talk about this a little bit, like in other videos or whatnot, as long as more stuff just comes to light as what that mean, what this mean, and everything else. And he gets in a lot. He digs in a lot when it comes to this. And then I like the video that came along with it. It wasn't anything much. It was just literally things being recorded. I don't know if it was the actual van. That would be funny as fuck if that was the actual van from the Good Kid, Mad City album cover. But he has a van that's being taken to a junkyard and being crushed, symbolizing, you know, him crushing Kendrick or whatnot, and, you know, just whatever like metaphor you can get from that. I like that. I like how he had the two cakes. I think one was saying like happy birthday or happy anniversary or something like that. And the other one was saying happy divorce. So it was basically a shot at Kendrick as far as like him and his wife or whatnot, which I don't know if it's true. With what these guys are saying, it's like we can only take them at surface value unless we get some stuff that's really going to confirm. But as far as what he's saying, is that it's not as a happy home as Kendrick portrays it to be. So I don't know. But yeah, and it's like he brings in the family. He talks about the family. He brings in a lot of that stuff. And it's just like, that's why I said in my initial reaction, the gloves are off. Like there's nothing off limits in this battle. There's nothing truly off limits. And in the as well as long in the video, he goes to the restaurant that Kendrick got, you know, Mad Business brought to. You know, I think New Hope King or whatnot. He's there, got the owner and like a whole bunch of ice. You know, got his neck freezing and everything else. So hold on, and what else? What's else in my notes? And he's basically claiming that Kendrick is behind Tupac's estate, getting them on Drake's ass to take down the Taylor Made diss record. Which I don't know. That I could say I don't believe that. Only because that truly seems like something that Drake would do. Now, I don't know any of these gentlemen. I don't know either one of them. I'm not friends with them or anything like that. But I can't see Kendrick doing something like that. The way Kendrick is moving in these records, that don't seem like something he'll do. Drake, it does seem like something he'll do. So I just think that like that's something right there that's kind of cap. Or not even cap, but that's just something where he's throwing out a speculation. It's not something where this is proven. This is something where he's like, I don't know, man. He probably doing this to kind of like sabotage me. Like that's what it kind of seemed like. But overall, it's more I have to get from the record. As the days go by, I probably might have like a little bit more insights, might have a little bit more. But initially, the record, I liked it. I don't know. Like, you know, the beats are dope or whatever, but it was like Drake, how can I put it? I wasn't really impressed with it. I didn't leave the track thinking that Kendrick is done. Now, like I said, as more information comes out, things become clearer. I might have a little bit more, you know, might change my mind here and there and everything else. But I think overall, honestly, initially, I don't think that this was an ether. I don't think that this was a nuke. I don't think that this was anything that's going to crush Kendrick at all. But I did like it. I did like his approach. He's coming in, he's straight rapping, he's doing his thing. But I feel like, I don't know, like it was just something missing. Get into Kendrick's record. And like I said, this was like a moment in history because we had Kendrick drop early in the morning. Did a whole review on that. If you haven't seen it, check it out. And then you have Drake dropping the same day, hours later. And not even an hour later, Kendrick drops his, I wouldn't even call it a response because he had this in the tuck. He knew what he was doing. He released it, not even an hour later. Called, and Drake's record is called Family Matters. And of course, you know, that's what he was talking about. But honestly, you can put that same thing to Kendrick's because in a sense, he talks about family up in there too. Meet the Grams, in which Kendrick goes in and just literally just throws out a lot of shit. A lot of shit. And I feel like it was easier to digest from Kendrick. And I feel like when you're listening to Drake's, you really have to like look at the lyrics in order to like really like pick and pull what he's actually saying. Because I feel like it was just so much that he was just trying to say that it was like, okay, cool, you know, I'm gonna have to do all this stuff. With Kendrick, it was like it was easier to digest. And I know Kendrick had that with Euphoria and all that stuff, but even still, even the other two Kendrick records was easy to digest. And I feel like that is a plus when it comes to Kendrick. But he threw out a lot. He talks about how basically he attacks him fatherhood. He is acting like he's talking to his son, his mother, his father, his daughter. I think that was like the big bomb that came out of that, as well as him being a predator. Him being the predator, you know, and all the stuff that, you know, some of the people in OVO is that as well. And it's just like he dropped two bombs with this. And I looked all down X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. And it's people still on, like I said, other side. You know, you're going to have people on either side. But the consensus, what I kind of saw is that Kendrick has it. A lot of people are looking at what Kendrick is doing. Now, we going to wait maybe a day or two or three or whatever and see how all this pan out. Because One thing I saw was that after Kendrick's track drop, Drake had his trigger fingers turned to Twitter fingers or IG fingers now, and put up a story of basically saying like just this, not claiming that he has a daughter, saying like, where is she at? Like, do I got a daughter? You know, acting like he didn't know or whatnot. And somebody had put out like, so he called you a whole predator, and the one thing you worried about is the daughter aspect of it. But it's like, okay, whatever. God damn, this light up, no. But yeah, he literally goes about it. he literally is insulting this man. Continue on the psychological evaluation and dismemberment of Drake when it comes to this record. But just talking about the whole daughter thing, if that's true, if that is completely true, then I feel like Drake has lost. And the whole predator thing, it's not hard to believe. With all the revelations and everything that's coming out with Diddy and all that, it's not hard to believe. Especially with Drake, Billie Eilish, Millie Bobby Brown, and probably other females or whatever that, you know, you could say that Drake like them young. If him having a daughter is true, on top of all this other stuff, Drake has lost this battle. Unless he has something truly concrete that he can put out against Kendrick and crush him, like symbolically he was doing up in the music video, then I don't see this man coming out of this battle the winner. My take on this is that Drake has lost both rounds, round 1 and round 2. I don't know how much longer they're going to go. I don't know how much material they have on each other. And I think that's all where it lies. But looking at it, Kendrick has this. He has this in the bag. He literally came out in less time, as far as like from his initial Euphoria diss record, came out in less time dropping the second one, let alone the third one, than the time that Drake had to drop his. I don't know if they have any more in the tuck. I don't know if they have any more in them. But I'm all for the bullshit. And this is a revelation. And this is looking crazy. Like I said in my initial thoughts, this is something where it's going to blow up Drake. I feel like Kendrick has a lot more that he can give out, and it's going to be crazy, because I feel like if the whole daughter thing is true, Drake just doesn't learn his lesson. He has history repeats itself. He mentions a wife, out's a kid. Then he wants to do it again, outed another kid. This is crazy. I don't know what's going to happen from here on, but I'm all for it. This is a great day in hip hop. Well, yesterday was a great day in hip hop. I feel like, what is it? It was March 3rd. Well, May 3rd. I feel like May 3rd, they're going to put this down as it will live in infamy when it comes to hip hop. May 3rd is a history-making day in hip hop. This will be remembered. Once this beef is all settled, all done and over with, whoever won, 10 years from now, they probably going to be on stage. Him, J. Cole, and Kendrick going to be on stage, rocking it. Friends, whatever, acquaintances, burying the hatchet, what under the bridge. This is still going to be talked about. Like Ether, Takeover, Jay-Z, Nas, Hit 'Em Up, Who Shot Ya, Biggie Pop. This is going to live. Like this is history in the making. You look on social media, the biggest name, 50 Cent, heavily promoting it. Whoever drops a diss record, he's all for the bullshit too. Kendrick drops a record, puts it on his IG. Drake drops a record, put it on his IG. Chris Brown drops a record, put it on his IG. Quavo drops a record, put it on his IG. He's all for the bullshit. Like 50 Cent is a straight bullshit. He's all for the bullshit. And a lot of us are. But hands down, I'm looking at this as round 1 and round 2. If you want to look at it like that, which I do, Kendrick won. I was watching, The Angry Man. And one of the things that I feel like all of us do it. I'm not excluding myself from it. But I feel like a lot of us pick and pull and kind of nitpick certain things. And one of the things that he was picking out was the beat. Talking about, oh, the beat killed it. I like the words, but the beat, it's just like, really? That's the thing that you're pulling from it? That's why you don't... And, I get it, But the beat wasn't bad. Like, the beat wasn't garbage. I mean, honestly, would you literally say that about Ether? Because I've said this before. Ether, if you break it down and listen to the beat of Ether is not a good beat. Let's be serious about that. If we wanted to go and look at beats, Takeover, way better beat, way better production. But when it came to Ether, the only thing that mattered was the words. A lot of times the beat matters, the beat carries everything else. It blends and just heightens certain things. But other times, the words are what carries the track. And the beat is just kind of like the ground keeping it stable. They don't need too much going on. All they just need is a ground to stable. And that's really what Ether was. But if you just listen to the instrumental, Ether is not a fucking good ass beat. It's not. and it's like you can basically, I would say anybody, y'all can basically agree with me, because for a long time people were talking about how Nas was one of those people that he was great, phenomenal rapper, but always picked horrible beats. His beats was boring. His beats was this and that. Ether is not excluded from that list. So to say that, oh, the beat didn't work and that's like, fuck that shit. When you listen to what the fuck he's talking about, the beat doesn't matter at the end of the day. The beat isn't what's going to make it. It's what he's saying. And Kendrick just went in. Easy to digest. You don't need to go doing all these different type of things or whatever. He made it easy to digest, and we ate it. We ate it up. Kendrick has the W. Round 1 and round 2. I don't know how round 3 is going to sound, but I feel like if Drake cannot come back, if Drake cannot do anything, as he's making it seem like it's just nothing, whatever, and all that stuff, if he can't really hit back harder, then Drake, he might as well just hang up the gloves, unlace the boots, and just go home, because Kendrick got this in the bag and he shouldn't have poked the bear. But yeah, those are just my thoughts. Those are like my thoughts on it. I know a lot of people gonna disagree with me. I know a lot of people gonna look at it as like, oh, Kendrick, he's garbage and all this stuff. Whatever the fuck. I ain't trying to hear that shit. This is just my opinion. This is my channel. This is my review. These are my videos. So y'all came here for my opinion. So that's just my opinion. Kendrick has won. Unless Drake can come back with something damaging, shit, Kendrick has won. And that's it. That's it. That's all. I don't even think round 3 would be able to do it. And, anyway, that is my review of both Family Matters and what's Kendrick's? I can't even think of the name. I'm tired right now. Kendrick's track. Meet the Grams. Hope you guys liked it. And if you did, go ahead, give me a like, subscribe if you're not, and hit that notification bell for more videos like this. And I will catch you guys on the next one. So peace out, stay safe. And yeah, man, this has been great. Now I think I can go to sleep now.